Good morning students. Welcome to your computer class. In today's class we will learn function recursion, which is there in your unit test portion. So what is function recursion? This is a process in which a function calls itself. That means inside a function we will write a function call statement with the same name of the function. That means the function will call from inside it. So that is called function recursion. And the function is called recursive function, which calls itself. Understood? Now two type of recursion is there. One is direct recursion, another one is indirect recursion. So what is direct recursion? When function calls itself directly from inside it, that is called direct recursion. And indirect recursion is a process where function call another function which again call this function from where the function is called. That means from the call of second function, the function calls itself. That is indirect recursion. I am showing you. Suppose the function name is FULC. Some lines are here, and here one call statement is there to call this function. So when this function will execute, the first line will execute, second line will execute, then when third line executes, this is a call statement. For that, control will come here to call the function again to execute the function body. So this way the function calls itself is called function recursion. So how many times function will execute? It depends on a condition. Understood? So this is direct recursion. And indirect recursion is this. Like here one more function is there called ABC. And in this function one line is there and one call statement to call this function. And here in this function we have one call statement for this function. So that means when this function executes, first this line will execute, then for the execution of this statement, control will come here. This is ABC function. ABC function will execute. In ABC, one statement is there which will execute first. Then next statement is a call for this function. That means actually this function calls itself for the call of this ABC function. That means indirectly this function calls itself through another function. So call will mean for this function from this ABC function. So this is called indirect recursion. So these are two types of recursion. Now recursive function must contain two types of statement. One is base case statement, another one is recursive case statement. So recursive case is a statement for which function calls itself. That means the call statement. And base case is a statement which causes the recursive function to end. That means it terminates the execution of the recursive function. So I am showing you. Let's take one example. Int factorial, int n. So this function will take one input number and will find out the factorial of that number, and function will return that factorial. That's why the return type of this function is int. Now if we use loop to write the code, what we will write? We will declare one product variable here with initial value 1. Then we will make one for loop which will give all the numbers starting from 1 to n, or from n to 1, or from 2 to n, or from n to 2. So I am starting from n. Then I greater than equal to 1 or equal to 2, because any number into 1 for that number. And then I minus minus. We can make this loop reverse also. From 2 to n also can be done. Now this loop is giving all numbers starting from the input number to 2 in reverse order. Now each number we have to multiply with f. So that means we are finding out the product of all the number from n to 2, which is the factorial of n, that we have to return after the loop. Return f, because the return type is int. So this is the solution of this factorial function using loop. Makes the code repeated more than one times. So here in recursion also we will execute the function body repeatedly more than one times until a condition becomes true. So that means the function calls itself repeatedly based on a condition. Now we will write the same functionality using function recursion. Here I will check one condition. If n is equal to 1, then we will return 1. Else we will return what? N star call statement, factorial of n minus 1. Okay. Now what will happen here when we are giving one input for n? Suppose it is 4. So first time it will check the condition, n is equal to 1 or not, 4 is equal to 1, no. So this return statement will not execute. Then control will come to this else part to execute this return statement. So in this return statement we are getting what? Return equal to, I am writing here, wait. Return n into, n for now 4 into, but we are not getting any value. Before that only we are calling the function. Function factorial will be called with n minus 1 actual parameter, which will be stored in n formal parameter. So n is 4, 4 minus 1 for 3. We are calling this factorial function using 3 value. So n will get 3 now. Now for 3 again this condition is false. Again this else part will execute, where one more return is going to be executed. Now return n for now it is 3, then star. But before getting the value, again the call has been made for this factorial with n minus 1 means 3 minus 1 for 2. For 2 also this n is equal to 1 condition is false. So this will not execute. Again in else part, next return statement is going to be executed where the value of n is 2, then star, factorial of 2 minus 1 for 1. Control is coming here. Now n is getting 1 from this call. So that n 1 is equal to 1, true. Now as this condition is true, this return statement will execute. So we are not making any more call for this factorial function, and this return statement will return this 1 to its last call. So this 1 will come here at the place of this call statement, because we know that whenever we return any value from a function, that return value replace the call statement in caller method. So here my caller method is factorial and called method is also factorial. So from factorial, when we are returning 1, that 1 will replace the last call of factorial function, which is this one. Now whenever we are getting value here, the last return statement will execute to return 2 into 1 for 2, which will be returned here. That means this return statement will be replaced by the value 2, 2 into 1 for 2. Then for this 2, this return is getting its value 3 into 2 for 6. Then for 6, this first return which was suspended for the first call of factorial function from other function or from other part of the program or from outside of the program. So 4 into 6 for, we are getting 24. So this return statement will execute now, which will return this 24 to the caller method. Understand? That means now this return int will return this 24 to the caller for the first call of this function. Understood? So here this is called base case and this is called recursive case, because for this statement the function calls itself, means recursion is going on, and for this statement, for this condition, the function terminates its execution. So this is base case. Now if a recursive function doesn't contain any base case or the base case never evolves to true, then the function will never terminate. Actually we are calling the function from inside the function repeatedly. So that type of recursion is called infinite recursion, and function is called infinite recursive function. I hope you understood this function recursion. So today up to this much. In our next class we will solve more program using function recursion. So till our next class, bye.